Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Tonight we are checking out the last of the Treehouse beers that I have in my fridge. And like every time this happens, it makes me a sad, sad boy. This is Lights On. This is a 5.6% alcohol by volume American Pale Ale brewed at Treehouse. I tried looking up the hops on this one. I reviewed Curiosity 18, my last beer review, and I realized I didn't know much about it. And when I went to Treehouse's site to look up some stuff on Lights On, since it's not on draft right now, there's no notes about it. So it is what it is. I do know this is, I think, and Nick will correct me. Nick from What Cheers. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do so. Dude is like the king of Treehouse. He knows everything about Treehouse, and he reviews all the Treehouse beer, so shout out to you, Nick. I think this is the only pale ale that they're canning right now. So yeah, this is Lights On. This can is sweating like crazy. I decided to let this sit out before reviewing it. I realized during my Curiosity 18 review that I drank it really, really cold, like right out of the fridge. And as that beer warmed, it completely changed. It was crazy. And I was talking to some people about it. And Nick was actually the one who suggested, he's like, hey, you know, let your beer sit out for about 20 minutes before you open it. I've always said I like my IPs really, really cold, but after what happened with that beer, I decided I'm gonna let them sit out for a couple minutes before I do it. It is ridiculously humid and hot in North County, San Diego right now, so it is really, really warm out in the garage. I actually don't want to be out here for that long because I'm gonna start sweating. But yeah, this beer has been out of the fridge for about 20 minutes, so it's still got a chill to it, but it's not cold, cold. So let's go ahead and check this one out. Really, really looking forward to this one. If you guys know me and my channel, I love hoppy pale ales. Zombie Dust, I think, was one of the first hoppy pale ales I reviewed. 394 that AleSmith makes is one of my absolute favorite beers. It's in my fridge all the time. And I think was it Pseudo Sue? Pseudo Sue is another just regular pale ale that I really, really like. So really, really looking forward to what Treehouse does with just a standard pale ale. I mean, I'm an I make no bones about it. I'm an absolute swooning fanboy over Treehouse. So stoked to check this one out. I can already smell that. What's new? So this beer pours just that typical Treehouse New England IPA, that awesome, just hazy tangerine color. Super bright white head on this one. I don't know, about a finger and a half a head on that one. I didn't think we poured it very aggressively, but I don't know if a beer warming causes more of a head on it. I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest with you. But yeah, killer looking beer in the glass. And as with every Treehouse beer, you're getting awesome glass lacing right away. So let's go ahead and check out the aroma on this one. Just straight up tangerine juice. That is crazy. I don't want to say that all these beers from Treehouse are starting to smell the same, because that kind of sounds like everything they brew is the same, but Treehouse just has this distinct just juiciness to the aroma of their beers that is just incredible, and every single one of them smell freaking amazing. And this is no different, just huge, like you're squeezing tangerines. It's like a sweet orange. There's a nice, like green, like the aroma with green, like kind of like it's that harsh kind of dankness, but almost like that sweet kind of, we talked about it. It's like that bubble gum, like that, it sounds dumb to say this, but like that chalky pink bubble gum, that sweet chalky pink bubble gum like you used to get in like packs of baseball cards. It's got that. And I don't think there's any other beers that have that in the aroma that I've smelled. Every other killer smelling beer has been, I've smelled juicy, I've smelled citrus, but that crazy sweet bubblegummy thing, Treehouse is the only one I've noticed it. Green had it, and Lights On has it. I don't know what this is hopped with, because like I said, it was already off their website. So I kind of wish I knew what kind of hops were in here. But yeah, this is so juicy, just sweet tangerines, orange, that bitter kind of orange peel. There's that green, like hop matter, herbaceous. I say this with all their thing too, like that basil note. I'm telling you, start buying fresh basil and smell it. It's got like this harsh, crazy, awesome smell to it. I cook with it all the time, and I'm smelling it in a lot of these beers. But yeah, I mean, I could just go on and on with the nose of this beer. I don't have to drink it. I could just sit here and smell it. This is easily the best nose on a pale ale that I've ever smelled. It's just straight fruit juice. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and dig in. As always, I have to thank my buddy Leo for this. He's the one who's hooked me up with all these Treehouse beers, dude. Seriously, I don't know if you watch these reviews. If you do, I can't thank you enough for this. So I'm hoping in the future I can get some more Treehouse from you. I just pray to the Treehouse gods that continues to happen. So cheers, pal. It's not even like I should just stop reviewing Treehouse beers because I take a drink of it and I'm just like, what the fuck else do I say? I'm sorry, I know there's people, I don't get Trillium beers, so leave them out of the equation. There's no better hoppy brewery on the planet than Treehouse, and that's coming from someone who lives in Southern California there's a shit ton of breweries here that make amazing hoppy beers. Treehouse is it. I need like a Treehouse shirt that I can sleep in. That's how much I love this brewery. That is just asinine how good of a pale ale that is. That tastes like an IPA. That's crazy. Taste follows the nose. Just huge, juicy tangerines. And right after that, like just crazy juice, you get that bitter kind of orange and grapefruit rind. There's a nice dankness middle of the mouth. The hops just kind of stay there for a second and then it's just gone. It finishes sweet. There's a nice, it's got to be just like the malt. I don't know what kind of malts they use in this, if that even has anything to do with what you're tasting. I've always been like that bitter kind of hoppy guy, but there's that beer, you guys know, like when a beer is balanced, you have like that hops, but then it finishes like with that sweet kind of nice, everyone calls it a malt backbone. This has an awesome malt backbone. Super, super balanced. And the bitterness lingers for a second and then it's just gone. I mean, 5.6%, it's not a big beer, but you could sit and drink 12 of these with no problem, and you'd be fine. Well, you wouldn't, you wouldn't be fine. I don't know, some of us session 11%ers. Ain't that right, DJ? Yeah. This is the best pale ale I've had. Up until this point, it was Zombie Dust for me. Pseudo Sue was up there. 394 is my favorite like shelf beer. This obviously I can't just go to a store and buy. But this is the best pale ale I've ever had. I don't even think it's close. Like I'm thinking about Zombie Dust right now. If I had never got Zombie Dust and just could get this, I would be like, fill my fucking fridge with lights, with lights. Is it lights on or lights out? Lights on. Fill it with lights on. I would have this beer. I would have multiples of this in my fridge. This is a perfect summer beer. This is a perfect golf beer. It is. The hype is real. Treehouse. Anybody watching this video, do whatever trade whatever you have for as much Treehouse beer as you can. I have not had a bad beer from them. I have not had anything less than an amazing beer from them. I'm pretty sure the lowest I've given a grade was a 96, and that was a 4% blonde. I don't drink blonde ales. And it's hard to like get an awesome session beer, and I gave that a 96. This is better than Zombie Dust. This is better than Pseudo Sue. This is better than 394. This is better than Hoppy Birthday. It's better than all of them. So I know you guys hate when I do this, but this beer is getting a 100. It is, for the style, being a pale ale, this is flat amazing. That juiciness, dankness, bitterness, herbaceous, it's just so juicy and then just whoosh, goes away. Finish is clean, but it's not real drying. Just makes you want to keep drinking it. This is amazing. Leo, you are the man. Lights on. Best pale ale I've ever had. It's a 100. So I'm gonna get out of this hot garage. I'm gonna get inside and enjoy the rest of this. Amazing stuff. Highest of recommendations. So I'm out here, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.